Hey everyone, welcome to the POV You Listen, We Talk show. So let's get started. Everybody just sit down and shut up.
Solid. Solid.
All right, how are you guys doing today?
I'm doing good.
I'm
great. I'm great.
I'm enjoying my time today.
I forgot you could talk to us, and I thought you were talking to the audience, and I was they're not gonna answer, but that's
no.
a good gesture.
Alrighty, but to our audience today, we will be discussing mental health, racism, and to start it off, we will be talking about Marvel versus DC universes. Alrighty, so guys, let's just get a vote here. Which one do you guys like more, Marvel or DC?
It's gotta be Marvel.
Marvel.
Okay, yeah, I agree, Marvel. I think DC.
I'm a bit of both.
Oh,
I don't really have an opinion on it because I don't watch them that much, but probably Marvel.
See, Jocelyn's culture.
I feel like Hunter's lying, to be honest. Like Hunter just
Hunter's definitely DC.
It's fine to be DC, Hunter. We're not.
Hunter, we're not here to judge you. You know, Ken might tell you to shut up. Yeah. Ken might tell you to shut up. You know,
he definitely will, but.
Yeah. 100%.
On what grounds is DC better than Marvel though? I want to hear your opinion on this. I do.
You dare challenge me? Oh, okay. It is an amazing universe, and I think that even though that DC is a little bit more darker than Marvel, we gotta all accept that DC is a little bit more dark.
Oh, 100%. Well, with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I mean, Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision, they got into some really dark topics, which is super new for Marvel.
Yeah, I think DC, it's they can be darker, but I think when we're actually going to talk about actual prime DC, you got to look at the Dark Knight trilogy. I think that's that DC movie, dude, that ups any Marvel thing, sadly, because that's a little bit of my bias though. But I feel like the Dark Knight trilogy was just perfection, you know?
Yep.
But Marvel's just more hits, you know? DC just doesn't hit enough right now. Marvel's literally coming out with shows. They got Loki, they got WandaVision, they got Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and those are all getting millions of views right now. And they're good stories.
And for good reason. It's all different. I feel like a lot of the DC movies are all kind of the same. And obviously, I'm not saying, because Marvel is repetitive in and of itself. But there's always a different set of circumstances that goes along with it. Whereas DC, it's pretty much the same thing every movie.
Yeah. 100%.
Also, they completely lost me at Batman versus Superman. What the fuck?
I actually personally like that movie. It was a good movie.
Have you all seen Snyder Cut?
Oh, I've not seen it yet. Everybody's been telling me about it. Everybody's
I saw 3/4 of it because I left in the middle. But what I saw was
I've seen
it was. You've seen it all? You've seen it all,
not
100?
all of it. I've only seen a little bit of it. It's kind of the same with a few quality of life improvements.
Nah.
The original movie wasn't.
It ain't the same at all though. They changed so much. The whole story is different. So when I watched the original Justice, by the way, my camera died. That's why I'm on my phone right now. But in the original Justice League, they don't have any explanation for what's happening, you know. But in Snyder Cut, they take the time to go back and they give inciting incidents and give explanation for things, and it completely shapes it. They also introduced, I don't want to spoil it for y'all, but they also introduced two
Darkseid.
Darkseid
wasn't? Yeah, it's Darkseid, right?
Darkseid was one, but they also had Martian Manhunter and
I saw that. Yeah.
And they didn't have a huge part in the movie, but just their presence is it changes it completely.
So wait, you're telling me that they in an extended edition of their movie, they added in more characters that you don't see in the original movie?
The Snyder Cut was
they basically took the movie and made it better.
Okay, but Peyton, hear me out. That Snyder Cut, right? That was the actual movie. That was what it was supposed to be. That was all filmed. Yeah,
they took it out.
Joss, because Zack Snyder's daughter committed suicide.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. But like he basically left the movie, and then Joss Whedon came in, and he kind of clapped it. Like, bro, he destroyed the whole movie. He took out everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like, it's unreal.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
But I don't know. After Snyder Cut, I have more respect for DC. Like, I might be watching the movies coming out here.
I think DC Universe has potential. Like, Aquaman wasn't bad, except for Amber Heard. Now I hate her.
Oh, fuck her. Oh my god.
I think everyone thinks that Aquaman is absolutely useless, but he's stupidly powerful. Like, he can go on par with Superman.
I mean, yeah, he talks to fish, baby.
Yeah. I can do that too. They just don't talk back.
I fell asleep to Aquaman twice.
Are you serious? Oh my god!
I had a fish that could play checkers.
Do we know if DC has recast?
No, wait. Because Payne just said something here, right? And I want to ask her about it because everybody just brushed over that. What do you mean?
I had a fish that could play checkers.
What?
What do you mean?
I had a beta fish, and her name was Sparks, and I would set out a checkerboard, and then she would swim to which piece, and then which like row to move it into.
Oh my god, that's sweet. That's so cute.
That's nice.
I also had a bird named Mike, and he played Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune, bro, get out of here.
No, it's like
why are you raising like animal prodigies? What is going on?
Yeah, like Peyton,
your animals are gonna take over the world.
It's like Peyton. Yeah. It's like Peyton raises an Elon Musk when she grows up. Like, here you go, honey. Just be Elon Musk. You got this. Like, gets a book on how to be Elon Musk. That's insane.
I'm pretty sure there's like those TikTok guys who are trying to tell me how to be Elon Musk.
You guys like? I've been like playing. Guys, I've been playing with this thing for like the last. It's so like comfortable.
What is that?
Is it a?
It's like a pop socket type. I don't know. It's like weird, but it's sick.
Oh, I thought it was like a hand warmer.
That's
neat. Those are called
stem toy
or something.
Yeah. That's neat.
Goodness, now I can't even think of the name.
It's a stem toy.
That's what they are, but I can't. They have a name. I can't remember it.
A stim toy? What is that for? Like physical stimulation?
Physical stimulation.
Like I use this. It's like called
a Tangle.
Yeah, I have a bunch of these that I use so that I can busy myself. If I'm like uncomfortable or in a situation that I'm overly excited about, I can like do this and not excessively like stim or whatever. Yeah. Also, does anyone know if Amber Heard got recast? Like, did she get kicked out?
Nope. Not yet. Nope.
God, that's ridiculous. Justice for Johnny Depp. He seems like such a sweet man, and literally everyone defends him. Like everyone who knows that he would never do that.
There's literal proof that Amber did it. There's like how, dude, she was smiling the whole court,
gross.
And there's there's the. God, man, it's just so it's a scam, bro. I hate it. I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Have you ever heard of Rocco's Basilisk?
No.
Rocco's
never heard of that.
Basilisk?
Okay, so Rocco's Basilisk is basically this AI. Wait. I need to get my tinfoil hat. Wait. Okay. I got the hat. Okay.
The most important fashion accessory.
So, to explain Rocco's Basilisk, it's basically an AI. So think of the AI as like Satan, and he literally tortures everyone, and the only way to literally get out is to bring him into existence.
What?
What is that? I don't get it. Like, where does that come from? Did you just?
You can look it up. It's.
Is it like a conspiracy theory? Like something like the Midnight Man?
Yeah, it's a conspiracy theory.
Oh God.
Okay.
All right. I think it's. Alrighty, what do you gotta say, man?
I mean, I don't get it though. I don't get it. Like, did you just look on a misty night and just, see like horns on a figure and just say, well, Rocco's basilisk? I don't see where it came from.
Yeah, like Superman type vibes.
Strolling around the park. Hey, that's Rocco's basilisk.
I mean, granted, is that not how all like cryptids are made? As someone walks and sees something that's like, hey yo, that guy, Bigfoot.
That is one slender man. You know what? I think I'm gonna name that man Slender Man.
All right, but I think that concludes our Marvel DC talk then, right?
Yeah.
So that's just been done.
It's been concluded.
Straight up. But I wanted to talk about this. You were talking about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, obviously.
Yeah.
When it first came out that Johnny Depp was abusing his wife, everybody like instantly got on Johnny Depp. He was fired from Pirates of the Caribbean. He's fired from all of his works, From
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, yeah.
Yeah.
And they kind of just took her side, yeah.
They blacklisted him, right? Instantly. But and now you're seeing Amber Heard, getting on blast, but nothing's happening to her career,
Exactly.
It's weird. It's like in our American society,
we believe the woman.
When a woman says that something's done to her, the response is immediate. It's low. Let's jump on this guy and let's dog him out and let's ruin his career and let's make sure he never thinks about doing that again. And that's good. It's good, but it needs a buffer. You see, it needs this buffer that Amber's getting now, right? Why did Johnny Depp get fired instantly? Why didn't he have the same buffer that Amber had? Because I'll tell you, what's happening right now with Amber should have been the way it was handled with Johnny. Regardless of which one is the abuser, right? Well, we all know it's not Johnny, right? We can see his body. He's
100%. I think that that's a really tedious situation because you should always believe the victim at first. Obviously, there are so many circumstances when there's false accusations, and at that point, you're a terrible person. Like if you falsely accuse someone, is that I understand if it was like a traumatic response, like if something happened but you picked someone out of a lineup that actually wasn't it, but something like there's some PTSD that pulled back and made you think of this person. But when you falsely accuse in order to cover up something that you did, like, no, she's a terrible person, not only for abusing him, but for victimizing herself in that standpoint. So I think it's really, really difficult because if I didn't follow Johnny Depp's career and if I wasn't like a fan of him, I would have definitely believed Amber at first because like obviously I want to believe the victim, of course.
Yeah,
but the fact that she isn't being absolutely destroyed like Johnny was is just ridiculous and
very
gross.
telling.
Okay, and hear me out. Shouldn't the same apply to men then? When men say, I was sexually assaulted, they don't get the same awareness as like women do. Like I'm not downplaying it or anything.
No, of course.
Yeah, I'm just saying like in today's society, like it feels as if men can't they can't get assaulted. They can't be depressed. They can't have this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah. It's super stigmatizing because I see a lot of people that will there will be men who have been sexually assaulted and they'll try to tell someone and then someone turns it around and blames it on them or say, oh yeah, no, you're probably just overreacting. I mean, you liked it. What the no.
And that's like quite hypocritical.
Yeah. It's like the same as me saying, oh, hey, you got raped because of the way you dress.
Yeah,
It doesn't make sense. And it's like, why don't we say like if men and women are equal, then why don't we treat the situations equally? Like in falsely sexual accusation, like, I'm sorry, I think because you know how many careers have been ruined just by false accusations? I think punishment needs to be done to the person who was falsely accusing them.
Oh, 100%.
It definitely does. It should be a federal offense.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree.
Because there's no reason. Of course, yeah. Not only are you lying in court, right? But it's defamation of character. You know, I don't understand like how is that not defamation of character?
No, it is. It's
oath.
like there's another term for it. It's like slander, but
well, yeah, but it's like nothing ever happens to them. You know, you see it all the time with athletes in these colleges. Their careers are just ruined by
exactly, and like it's not even fair. Like, why is society like so quick to cancel without finding evidence? You know, like that football player that everybody was trending that he raped 23 women, and then they went to court and they found no evidence, and then he ended up like getting free. Like, they ruined his football career, man.
Yeah,
the colleges won't want him. Like 23 women, that's absurd. Like common sense, people.
Yeah.
At this, it's like, don't be quick to cancel. Don't be quick to always believe believe the victim to an extent. Like 23 women. Come on now.
This is a hot take, okay? But I believe that the reason that people are so quick to jump on stuff is just because in our society, information is so quickly transmitted, right? Texts are sent instantly. People post on Facebook daily. People post on Instagram, Snapchat. It's like, information is sent and received instantly. And so when something comes out like, yo, this happened to me, a decision, like in our heads, we say, well, a decision needs to be made as instant as I get my text, instant as I see the news on Twitter. And that's what drives our society to cancel people or call out people, or just jump the gun, I guess, is because we're so used to getting it so quickly.
Exactly. And we always
used to driving in the fast lane that we don't even stop to think of is this plausible?
Yeah,
or something like that.
For sure.
Jocelyn, you can say a piece. Oh, I thought Jocelyn was gonna say a piece. My bad, Ken. It was you.
Oh.
Yeah, you continue.
I would like to counter Ahmed real quick, because you're like 23 women, that's absurd. But it's not, and I think that that's something that we need to keep in mind as well, is that there are, of course, false accusations, and it does go both ways. At the same time, though, you can't count out the fact that I think it's, like I said, it's tedious because you don't want to ruin someone's career, but at the same time, you have all of these people coming forward, all of these people that are just, I don't really know how to explain it, but it's
been going on behind the scenes a lot.
Yes.
You don't want to discount the fact that there are that many people.
Yeah, because Jeffrey Epstein, man, he's a terrible person, and he did everything that they accused him of, and it's so hard but to come out and talk about that. But just because there's people that are only accusing after one person accuses someone, and then there's 5 more women that accuse someone, and then a couple more, just because a lot of people are like, oh well, why did they come forward before
when it happened?
Yeah, but that's not the case. They see one woman who has the extreme amount of courage, and they're so strong to come forward and talk about that, and then other women get encouraged that had the same thing done to them by the same person. So it's kind of like they know that they're not alone. So I think that no matter what in the situation, we should always believe the victim, support the victim in their courage to come forward, and until it is proven
otherwise,
yes.
I think yes, believe the victim, but don't cancel the other person until you know it's true.
Yep.
Believe them to a certain extent.
Believe to an extent. End of the day, it's gonna go down to the courts. It's gonna go down to everything like that. You're gonna get the facts, base it off of the decision that's made in the end.
I'm seeing a little disconnect here, a little polar opposite stuff going on. Okay, if someone is going to accuse me of rape, okay, or of sexual assault, and then the immediate response is to believe the victim, right? Then regardless of, oh, we shouldn't cancel me or whatever, I'm going to be looked at a certain way, right?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
it's just how it works, right? So when you say, yo, believe the victim, but don't cancel the other person, I don't see how that really works, because
it doesn't.
It's just not possible, you know? It's one or the other, you know? If you believe, and and listen, I'm not saying one or the other, okay? I'm just playing the Bennett side, okay? If you believe the victim immediately, then that leaves no room for the other person's innocence. And
that's why I'm saying do it to a certain extent. Like,
Bennett, wait, sorry, Jocelyn, finish your point.
Well, that's why I was just saying that, like, you should only do it to a certain extent, because you don't really know who's coming out with the truth yet.
Well, Jocelyn, I'm not gonna say anybody's name, but somebody at my school actually, they went and accused. No. They went and accused two of my friends of sexual assault, right? And I know those two very well, and so she posted a video on TikTok, and TikTok removed it, but it got a few views before it was removed, and so now those people's reputations are just shattered, you know. And I said to myself, like, why is it that a good person can be messed up like this so quickly, right? With so little effort. All she did was put a few pictures together, put some text on the screen with no evidence behind it, just said, yo, these are this sexual assault, this is a racist, these are homophobic, and bam, they're done, you know?
It's for the benefit of themselves, knowing that they're getting more clout for it, and like, because people tend to go with like what they hear from one side until they get the second perspective. So it's for the benefit of like the clout and the followers and the views and all that, usually. Like,
but I guess
that's why cancel culture is so toxic and
only for attention.
Why can't
I think Jocelyn brings up like Jocelyn, I'm so sorry. I've like always make your name one. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Jocelyn.
You bring up the good point of like, I think it's really important though that like we push for a punishment for false accusations as much as we push for punishment for like, because I think Ken brought up the point of that, like it's a really hard thing to do, to come forward about that, and like especially like it's very difficult, and like when you do, you're like showing something that you've probably been like forced at least by yourself to keep hidden. And so it's like when victims do come forward, it's very important to like support them and believe them, because they've been spent probably a long time not being believed and not being supported. But I think we should also push reversely of like, okay, if you come forward and you're lying, that's like should be a very heavy crime, because like if you come forward, I think that like, and it's true, like obviously we need to really make sure that like people are believed so that these things can go through and be taken care of justly, but just sort of giving an incentive so that like, okay, cool, you can ruin this person's life, like fantastic, great on you, you did it, buddy, but now your life is also ruined. So it like if at the risk, so like sure, you could go out and like say a bunch of terrible things about someone, and then you're also going to get punished, so there's no winner, and that way that there's like less of a chance of like people. I see Ken has something to say, I'll let you take it away.
Well, I just want to quickly add on to that, because you make an excellent point. Like, this is exactly what I was thinking. And I think that what people don't realize is that if you falsely accuse someone and you know that you're falsely accusing someone, you not only ruin the accused lives, but you also ruin you also affect every single other person that has ever been sexually assaulted that wants to come forward, because now if there was no false accusations, people would be believed and it would be correct. But now that there are false accusations, people start to question, which, I mean, like, it makes sense, but now there are so many other people who have truly been sexually assaulted and truly have a case that they need help with, and people don't believe them. So
yeah,
it's
because
like,
they're scared that they're going to be seen that way. I'm
Yes.
sorry for interrupting you.
it's definitely a domino effect, and
So
so difficult.
why don't we change it? Why don't we change the standard then? Why don't we make it believe the facts, believe the outcome, don't believe the I think that makes more sense then. Okay, believe the victim, she might lie. Believe somebody else, they might lie, but believe the facts. That's the best outcome. Believe the outcome and the facts. Like, you know what I mean? Don't be quick to judge. Don't say anything until you know what's true and what's not true.
You know,
That way, my bad. I was gonna say.
I see what you're saying, Ahmed. I really do. But what Peyton said, it made sense to me. Something actually just clicked in my brain. This is a new what's it called? When something's
Revelation?
Revelation. It's a ventilation, okay? Listen. Peyton said, yo, have a consequence for false accusations, which is a no-brainer, right? Yes, we should have a consequence for false accusations. But that's how everything works. You see? That's how everything works. When you're wrong, when you purposely lie on somebody's character or purposely lie about anything, you're punished for it, right? And so the effect is that, since you're punished now, it's a deterrent, right? Basically, it's a deterrent to do something. And so when you have a deterrent, right, you then can believe the accuser. So if you have a society in which, and I'm not saying it can happen instantly, no, it would have to happen over centuries or, just tens of years. But when you have a society in which false accusations are punished, then there is it's more sensible to believe a victim. And I think that should be how it is. You should believe the victim, whatever they're telling you, right? Instantly. Because it would be stupid to lie about it and go to prison, So I think that should be how the society works, And I don't know how you transition to that. I don't know what that looks like, but eventually there should be federal punishment for false accusations, and that deters people from, lying about whatever to get clout or to get popular, famous. Because I can't imagine a society in which somebody comes out and says, yo, I was abused, and then nobody believes them. They tell them to, hey, I'm gonna wait till I see the facts. Because think about what that does to your psyche,
Yeah.
I mean, yes, but that's a good point, Ben. I agree with you and Peyton, but it's just it's just a cancellation. They're either or's life will be ruined. If we believe the victim, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just so how do I explain this? It's so quick,
Yeah, I think that what you're kind of trying to, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what you're trying to portray here is that it's not so much believing who says what as it is the cancel culture that comes along with it.
Yes.
Which is super duper difficult. And quickly doubling on this, because we've been on this topic for a little bit of time, and I know that we wanted to get some other topics, I can tie this in, believe it or not. Just stay with me. Ted Bundy. We all know this man. He was a piece of shit, okay? He was ugly as hell. I'm telling you that right now. That man, I would have bullied him.
Let me pull up a picture.
He's
Netflix.
Ugly.
Okay, but Netflix did.
Oh, don't be doing it. No.
No. He's not one of the serial killers that gets the flower crowns edited on top of him.
He's disgusting, and I hate him.
I don't know why they had to make a hot guy play him, bro. It's Zac Efron.
I'm really so glad that is dead. But
that's what I was trying to get at.
A lot of I think that people put him whether we like it or not, he is an incredibly influential person in our history, just because of how absolutely he was a monster. And people, I think they give him, oh God, I can't even, we can talk about that another time. But people put him on this pedestal because, oh my gosh, wow, he's such a good serial killer. He didn't get caught. Yeah, no shit. But one of the main factors on why he didn't get caught was because he's white. And I can kind of it's kind of hard to, I know that a lot of people would be like, actually, no, Kendra, but back in that time, and still now, if he were a different race other than white, people would be more inclined to question why he was hanging around these women, question why he was doing these, like, he showed definite signs of sociopathy. Yeah, okay. Anyway. And he was like, there were clear signs, but people ignored them, not for the sole reason because he was white, but they didn't look into it as much as they would have if he was any race but white. And that carries,
I can see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, and that carries over into today's society. And I think I just bridged that way into a new topic. Yay.
You did.
Racism. That
was
is
clean. That was clean.
I
give you some snaps for that.
Thank you.
Racism. Yes, thank you.
I mean, but wow, like, and there's actually other examples too. Like, have you guys seen the movie Just Mercy?
No.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Okay, so let me put it to you this way. Basically, I don't remember all the names well, but there's a black person, right? He's put on trial, and he's getting set to hang, right? The death penalty, or not hang, my bad. Like, he's getting the death penalty, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was literally stopped, like, for this murder, like 2 years prior, just because somebody said they saw him in the truck, and it was a lie. It was a coerced thing because he was black. They coerced his statement because he was African American. And then when they went to court, when this lawyer came in, and they said, like, he said in court, he said, I was lying because he was white. He's like, he saw that he had a family. He's like, I lied. The white guy basically, he was saying, like, I lied. It wasn't him. And the court still said he was guilty. They still kept the death penalty on.
It's ridiculous.
Like,
that kind of reminds me of To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh my God, that is such a sad, like, book. Literally
bust up this shifferobe. Listen, how long ago was that movie that you were talking about, Ahmad?
Just Mercy. It was in, I think, I want to hear. Wait, I can search it up. 1 second.
Are you talking about
when was the event?
Is it
based off a true, like, story?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It was in the it was like mid to late. 1987.
Damn.
So recent.
To be honest with
that's
you,
not that long ago.
I mean, yeah, no, not at all.
But to be honest with you, it's really not surprising. Like, it's just not surprising. My dad was born in 1964, and in elementary school, he was playing the piano with his white friend here. And his friend is, like, banging on the keys, you know what I'm saying? And my dad's just trying to, figure out the song he heard a little bit ago. And so the teacher comes over, tells the white kid to get up, and my dad's still working out this thing. And the teacher slams the piano thing on his fingers, right?
Oh my God.
And he didn't get the chance to even tell her that it was the white kid playing the piano. Like, he never even told her, you know what I'm saying? And he was like 10 years old, man. This racial injustice is deep rooted. And that's why it's just not surprising to me anymore when I hear about the terrible things that's happened to black people. Like, nothing really gets me going.
Have you seen the limited series When They See Us on Netflix?
When They See Us?
Yeah.
No.
About the Central Park 5 boys?
I have not.
Oof. So, basically, at this time, this is the 1900s, right? Donald Trump, all this politics are getting in. And essentially, there's this woman who gets raped. Like, she got raped and in the park. And there was a lot of people in the park that day. There was a group of Hispanics. There was a group of black people. There was groups of a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so the cops, like, they got the first 5 black people they saw, like, to kind of, like, beat them down. They kept him in kind of like lockup for 24 hours and coerce their statements to get them to say that they did it. And they got their parents to say that they would get out. And basically they were like, and there was no evidence in the trial. There was no evidence. All they had was the film that they, like, said they did it and the signs. But like the semen didn't match the kids, obviously, and all this other facts. And they believe like, oh my, like, it's so annoying to think about it. Like these kids.
That's how police interrogate, right? They're allowed to just say whatever. Like they can lie to you. They don't care. They're supposed to, they're trained on the premise that you're already the
guilty.
Yeah, the guilty. Yeah, you're already the committer, right?
Which doesn't
until proven innocent by a court of law.
And
it doesn't align with the justice system at all. It's innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah,
but it's hard if they already think they're guilty.
Yeah, and that's like what they're trained to do. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and I believe that the Central Park 5 case is also studied from a psychology standpoint too.
Yep.
I took a psychology course. And the psychology behind it, like, it's a terrible thing that happened, but the psychology's like of how they were treated is like fascinating in like the darkest sense, as a lot of like those terrible psychology experiments are. Like, it's so much. That's all.
God,
Girl, I don't even know what you just said. It reminded me of that Vine that was like, you swab in and just whoop out, whoop it up, rah!
That's just sort of how I talk.
Ken, what's good?
Okay, I have two things. Okay, sorry. Okay, so the first one is redlining, and I also know some stuff about like the drugs and stuff like that. There's also this huge talk right now in the United States about legalizing marijuana, and a lot of people are like, oh, well, it'll be much easier for people to get on drugs and stuff like that. And Ben and Jerry's, actually, props to them, love their ice cream, love them,
Ben and Jerry's.
They're legends. They were talking about how people, usually the only people who are, there's many, how do I phrase this in a way that makes sense? There's more white people that abuse marijuana than there are people of color, and they show the media and the lawmakers and the justice system, they all showcase people of color using these drugs, dealing these drugs, that kind of shit, when it's mostly dominated by white people. And so that in and of itself, not legalizing marijuana in that sense, just because of the dealing and of this kind of like the injustice with there, is a racism component in and of itself that's so deeply rooted into our society, which is also going back into redlining, overpopulated areas. Mankato is a great example. Also in, what's it called, way up in
the cities.
Minnesota. Yeah.
The cities are.
Yeah, you can see in Mankato, we were, this town was redlined way back in like I don't know when. Anyway, but you can see that in today in the east side and west side. East side has more people of color. If you go on the east side of Mankato, there's more. There's tighter housing, there's a lot more, it's cheaper housing, more rundown, that kind of situation. The west side is much more expensive, predominantly white, all of that. And you can see it. West gets more funding than East does. West gets quite a bit more than East High School does. And it's like, it's so blatant. Like, you can see it's right there. Is like, and there's more police officers at East High School than there are at West. It's ridiculous. Like, you can see it. I cannot remember the last time that I saw like police officers continuously driving past West on a normal school day. But at East, you see them, they're constantly there. It's ridiculous.
We only have one. We only have one resource officer. That's it. Only one.
Are you serious?
Yep. Like, police officer there. We only have one.
Oh my God.
And
no,
I'm not.
Our police officers, they were in uniform up until like the last week and a half of school. They had guns on the school premises, in the schools. Like, and there are so many. Oh my God, it's out. it's so blatant, and that's ridiculous.
Oh, guys.
Yeah, no, we can say.
We are.
Okay. Yeah, but I think that covers it for today. I think we discussed like it was a good talk, guys. It really was, and we can build off of this now, you know.
Definitely. But so wait, I want somebody to like give a ending outro.
An outro.
I can,
all right,
sir, you can do it.
Yeah, take it.
Yep.
Ariana, do your thing.
So to summarize everything.
Well, Hunter, you don't need to
Hunter.
summarize. You don't need to summarize. You just need to like give an outro. Like, y'all, thank you for watching the podcast.
I think I got something.
No. I want Hunter to do it. I want to see what you got.
All right.
I kind of wanted to summarize. Okay.
You know, Hunter, if you gotta, yes, you can summarize.
Okay. So as a society, we always believe that we're just so perfect and so great, but in reality, no one is perfect. To be honest, I don't even believe that perfection even exists. And to be honest, I believe that racism sadly will always exist in the world as long as people are different. And we just gotta unite and fight for what's right, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Now to get everything out of the way. It's been a wonderful talk, and I'm glad to be doing this with you. It has been the You Listen, We Talk podcast. Shut up and listen, and always keep learning every day. Have a great day.
You all sucked, and I was the best at this. Thank you.
100%. 100%.